Welcome to Majestic School. Today we are talking about chemical change. In our last class, we talked about physical change. We said that physical change is one which is easily reversible and in which no new substances are formed. One which is easily reversible and in which no new substances are formed. And we gave example of the dissolution of salt in water, and when you heat the salt or expose it to evaporation over some period of time, you get your salt back. So it means it's easily reversible. We talked about the dissolution of sugar. We talked about some other things, and the expansion of metals. Today, talking about chemical change. So, chemical change. What is chemical change? A chemical change is one which is not easily reversible and in which new substances are formed, clearly opposite what we've talked about concerning physical change. It's one that is not easily reversible and no new substance is formed. A good example is when you burn a piece of paper. Burning of piece of paper or burning of paper so burning of paper, it gives you ashes. It gives you ashes plus gases. When you strike your matchstick and you burn your paper, you see some gases coming off it, and the paper ends up turning to ashes, and you have gases being released. Another example is the dissolution. The dissolution, the dissolution of metals in acids. When metals are in acid, they dissolve. It's very clear, very clear. And when they dissolve, it's not always easy to get your metals back. And it's not always easy also to get your acid back. Then we also talk about rusting of iron. Rusting of iron. When iron rusts, it is always difficult to get iron back, and it's difficult to get what caused the rust back. Like the oxygen, you can't get the oxygen back, you can't get the iron back, and it turns to a different thing entirely, a different substance entirely. It becomes iron 2 or iron 3. The last example we'll give is the fermentation and the decay of substances. The fermentation and the decay of substances. Now, the fermentation and decay of substances, very clear. This is very clear. When you have some fruits or some substances, they can decay, and when they decay, it's very difficult for you to get back how they started from, or for them to go back to the state where they started from. Now, the characteristics of chemical change. Characteristics of chemical change. One, you have they are not easily reversible, not easily. Not easily reversible. It's difficult for you to get your ashes back when you burn your paper. Not easily reversible. Very difficult. How do we get our paper back after burning it and it has turned to ashes? It's very difficult for us to do that. So the second one is that no new substance is formed. No new substance. A new substance is formed. New substances is formed. New substances, entirely new. New substances are formed. New substances are formed, and these new substances are usually different from the original uh, uh, reactants, the original things we started with, the substances we started with. Sometimes they are different. Take, for instance, the paper is different from the ashes and the gases when we burn them, and the fire that you use to burn them is also different from the ashes and the gases that has been let off. The next one is that there is a change in the mass of a substance. Change in the mass of a substance. Change in the mass of a substance. If you remember, we talked about burning of paper. You remember we talked about burning of paper and it turned to ashes and gases that escaped. Now, the ashes, if you calculate, you weigh the paper before you start burning, record the weight or the mass of the paper before you start burning. Then, by the time it turns to ashes after burning, also weigh, calculate the mass of the ashes. You discover that is quite lighter. The ashes we have less mass than the paper. So it shows clearly that there is a change in the mass of substances. The mass of substances that underwent the change. The mass of substances that went into the reaction. Now, the last one is that the heat required. So a good amount of heat is required during chemical change reactions or during chemical reactions. A good amount of heat is required. And these are the changes we have in chemistry. In our next class, we talk about other things like trying to find out what elements are compounds and mixtures so you can actually identify them. And thank you so much. I'm so grateful for staying this far. Thank you for watching our videos. I want you to subscribe to this channel, share it to your friends, share it to your relatives, and let them subscribe to our channel so we can make more videos like this. Like and make comments, ask questions so we can treat these questions that you are supposed to have as problems in your exams. Thank you very much. God bless.